Yes, good luck with that. Now, long legs, big boobs, a curvy body and a beautiful face. Well, it sounds like the dream girlfriend.
Meet 60-year-old Bob Gibbons. Over the past 15 years, Bob has spent over £100,000 collecting over 200 love dolls. He officially has the biggest collection of love dolls in the world.
Not only does Bob get to choose the doll's hair, eye and skin colour, he even gets to choose the size of their breasts.
Loving nothing more than treating his dolls to a day out shopping and maybe even a night out doing a bit of dancing. What does his wife think of his obsession? Well, Bob and his wife, Lizzie, join us now with some of the family. And welcome, both of you. I mean, I've sat on this sofa for a number of years now, but I have to say, never in my life have I seen a sight like this.
Right.
So where did this start?
Well, basically, I've always been interested in dolls, and I guess...
Not all this size?
No. In fact, it actually started, really, I suppose, buying, you know, toys for the children. And I always used to buy them, in fact, when they were, you know, quite high, rag dolls and things like that. You know, they weren't small. They were always about 3 or 4 foot tall. And I guess it started from that, really. I then moved on and bought shop mannequins and collected those for a number of years, and that collection grew quite a bit. And then I found a forum for the silicone dolls, and I thought, wow, you know, wouldn't it be nice to start collecting those?
And as a wife, well, I mean, it's all sort of well and good when your husband has this, you know, interest in dolls, the way they're made, you know, the different style of them. Then he joins a forum or spots a forum and moves into the world of silicone. Weren't you worried as a wife? Well, no, where's he going with this now?
No, not at all. I like the dolls myself.
Yeah.
We take them out for days out. I help. We dress them and do their makeup and everything together.
So obviously anyone watching would think, right, okay, that seems a little strange that you would get them ready and take them out. Where do you take them?
Round the back mountains in Herefordshire.
Yeah, up the mountains.
Yes.
Yeah.
We take them all round Herefordshire, you know, up in the Black Mountains, different places, garden centres, things like that, you know. And
to show them
photos.
the sights?
No, we take photos, and then we use the photos as a storyline within my actual forum. So we have a forum, a free forum, where members can go and join, and they can follow the storylines of the dolls.
So this is very much an 18-plus website that you've got, which we should point that out. That's very important. But what you are doing is, so it's a sort of the world of dolls. You take them out, you tell stories. You know, this is
So this is something that is very much. I mean, this is you. I mean, you describe the dolls as part of your family, don't you?
Yes. I mean, we have a few dolls which are regular dolls which we take out and about. And, you know, they're in the house, and they're in the house at regular times. And, of course, they have become part of the family, I suppose. We're quite used to having them around and about.
Do you have favourites?
Oh, I think they're all my favourite.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I suppose there are a few of them that we take out and about more than the other ones, you know. That can be for reasons because they can pose and they can physically sit better in the vehicle, in the car, and so, you know, we'll take those out more on photo shoots. But to actually say I have an actual favourite is difficult because they're all my favourites.
Aren't they? I mean, what
oh,
is,
indeed.
Is it Jessica? Jessica's the one that's got the special extra feature.
Yeah, Jessica is the most expensive doll I ever actually bought.
Is Jessica here?
She isn't, no.
Oh, she's not.
She's at home at the moment, looking after the house.
Yeah.
But no, Jessica was a very expensive doll. By the time I brought her over from Germany, I guess we spent about £7,000.
And and she's got a jiggly bottom, hasn't she?
She's got what they call the jiggly butt and jiggly breasts, and she is, you know, very, very lifelike.
Yes.
You know. And she's a very nice doll.
So I'm going to have to ask you, because this is where every single mind, I would have thought, most minds watching would be thinking, so is this a purely platonic relationship that you have? Because as we sit and look at these dolls here, they are certainly of a kind. They sit with their legs in a specific provocative fashion.
Yes, they do.
And they have faces which seem designed for other things.
Yes.
So, what is your
Yeah.
relationship with?
Well, they are all correct. The dolls are all correct in every possible way. And of course, yes, some people do use them for sex. I don't. I purely use them as part of my forum. I'm a collector. I use them as part of my collection. They form part of my forum and part of my storylines. And I like collecting dolls, and that's...
And that's as far as it goes?
That is absolutely as far as it goes for me, but not everybody.
Yeah.
Lizzie, do you... I mean, you're sharing your house with 240 dolls that, you know, Bob sort of was brought into your life. I mean, do you ever feel slightly left out or I mean, you look at these women and, you know, they're all sort of perfectly proportioned and, you know, he's created these women to be the perfect eyes, the perfect features, the perfect shape, exactly, you know, he's created his ideal woman. Do you ever feel a bit left
No,
out
I don't
or do you
mind at
feel a
all.
bit...
Don't mind.
No, and I think really, I mean, you know, before we had the dolls, being a mechanic and being my business, electronics on cars, I spent most of my time in the workshop. So we spent less time together then when I was working on cars and building cars and electronics and things like that.
Well, that would explain how you
And of
managed
course-
to afford such an expensive hobby as
Oh,
well.
no.
'Cause it is, how do you afford this hobby, which is
well,
so
yeah, I
expensive?
mean, you know, hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
purely hard work.
And you say that your engineering has helped you create the clips that go on their feet so that you
Yeah.
can dance with them.
Yeah, exactly. We did. I did actually build a dancing doll, and being an engineer, you know, I designed the actual skeleton for that doll so that she could move her legs, move her arms, and move her feet in the right way. And she actually attaches to my shoes so that I can actually dance with her.
Some of them are very young, aren't they?
Yes.
They look very young, a bit sort of almost
Yeah.
disturbingly young.
Yeah.
Well, they're not almost, actually
No,
quite disturbingly
You
young.
can say that about some of them, yes. They're more the Japanese dolls, and of course a lot of the Japanese, they do look young, and of course they tend to make the dolls shorter because they're very heavy in weight. So you've got to imagine, because they're very, very heavy in weight, the shorter they are, the less silicone is used. So they're a lot more manageable than the real doll, for
But doesn't
instance.
that make you feel a little strange, though, knowing that you've explained very clearly that your interest in them is not a sexual interest,
Yes.
that these dolls are made to look like children, but as you say, operate in many different ways.
Yeah, well, of course, again, I mean, you know, I don't see them that way. So you might say it's difficult for me because I don't see them that in that light. I don't see
Some of
them
them
in
are
that
dressed
way.
quite provocatively, though.
Yeah,
And I
suppose
mean,
you could say
you've
that.
dressed them, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. We've dressed them, but I don't really believe that a lot of the dolls look out of place. I mean, if you saw, you know, younger people or teenagers in the street, I don't believe they look any different.
Have they all got names?
Yeah, indeed they have.
So introduce us to some of them.
Yeah, sure.
Who have you got here?
Well, over there is Nadia. She's one of the dolls I actually made myself. This one here is Jodie. She's another one that I've made myself. She's got an internal skeleton. This one, Charlotte. This one here is Katie. This is Lolly.
She's a bit boss-eyed, isn't she, Lolly?
Yeah, I'm afraid she is. She needs a matchstick in her eye just to move her eyes, because the eyes do actually move,
Right,
and
okay.
so you know you can make the eyes look this way or that way, up and down.
The one next to Lolly is very realistic.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, sorry, that's Lizzie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, she's fine. Yeah, she's the most beautiful.
This one, I'm interested by the one behind here,
the one with the
very,
big eyes.
very big eyes.
Yeah, that's what they actually call a boy toy. They come from the USA.
Ah.
But to be honest, you can actually shut the eyelids down on that doll, so the eyes then become smaller.
Yeah.
They're actually really, really nice doll, because I've seen absolutely beautiful photographs of that doll looking at certain items and looking at certain things
Yeah.
you know, and focusing her eyes in the right direction. And they look stunning. They
Well,
look amazing.
your blog actually said, today the dolls are getting ready for the TV show. It's been pandemonium here, pillow fighting about who's going, who's wearing what, who's having the first bath. Some want their dress taken in, fix my zip, do my makeup, brush my hair. What a day. So, my goodness me, it's non-stop.
Absolutely. No, it has been non-stop. In actual fact, the preparation to get the dolls here and dress them, bath them, everything has been probably 3 days' work.
Lizzie, you just living your husband's dream. I mean, do you feel like you do this because it's his thing?
We spend a lot more time together since we've had the dolls. And we like taking them out for their drives and having photographs taken. I like to see what other people think when they see the dolls in the car. They have to look twice.
Well, what do they think? I mean, you've got kids. What do they? I know they're grown up and moved out, but what?
Our children are fine.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we take them out and about, and really, I mean, if we pulled up at a clothes shop, for instance, you know, we'd soon have a crowd of people round. You know, they'll have a group and they'll look at the dolls for quite a period of time, and because the dolls are very still, you know, they'll think, it can't be a real person. And then, of course, they'll...
Or this man is carrying a body.
Well, they'll come across and literally, you know, have a look, want me to show them the doll, get the camera phones out, want to take a picture. I even had one lady, actually, she went home and got her camera and came back. So it just goes to show you. And I've never, ever had a bad comment made about the dolls when they've been seen in public.
Well. If people ever come to stay at your house, they must be terrified to go and get a glass of water in the middle of the night.
Well, they don't come and stay very often. But
really?
That's not because they don't want to. That's not because they don't want to. But yeah, I mean, we've had people that's actually come into the home, perhaps to do some plumbing, you know.
Have you got a big house?
No, it's only actually very small.
So, I mean, you actually have got a bungalow, haven't you?
Yeah, we've only got a bungalow, but it is a workshop premises as well. So it's a business premises. So you've got to imagine that, you know, the workshop and the storeroom forms part of the storage.
There must be a row as to who gets in the bed. You know, which one gets to sleep in the bed at night and who has to stand up by the side.
The dolls aren't allowed in our bedroom at all.
Right, and so this is in the spare room here.
Absolutely.
So you've got 240 dolls and only space for 2 sleeping.
Yeah, well, you've got to imagine some of the dolls that we've got are actually of the inflatable version type. So, of course, they're in boxes, so they're very small.
Yeah,
easy to store. Yeah. These are the dolls, 40 silicone dolls. Yeah. They're the ones that really take the hard work to store the dolls.
Well, it's been fascinating, Bob. Thank you. Thank you both very much indeed.
You're welcome.
And good luck on the coach on the way.
Yeah, thank you very much.
On the way back, not at all.
Okay.
The hotel you stayed in last night was absolutely fascinated by the whole affair.
Yes. Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, ladies. There we are.
Right, still to come. Emma does Alicia Gallagher. Denise takes your calls, plus the grand reveal of our garden.